Matthew Cranford. The plaque will say Canford, C-A-N. I made Ghoul in a crowd, spelled Ghoul, because, again, can't spell. And yeah, so the piece that I'm assuming you're looking at or have seen or are curious about, or you're just randomly listening to this, that'd be weird. But that piece was made, it was made on this weird momentum of I had an idea and then it just rolled and broke and built and this and that. The original idea was still gonna be a chalk piece with acrylic, and what it was going to be was hands, touching the figure. The figure was going to look far more effeminate, have more details, and my goal with that was going to be to display this concept of, it feels like everything on the outside is pulling and pushing and making the inside feel uncomfortable, what I learned really quick is painting hands is really difficult because I can't paint. I don't know how to paint. I can mess around with watercolors, but that's about it. Throughout the entire time of making this piece, I was getting back into H.R. Geiger when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I stumbled across a Hustler magazine, a really old one, that had an interview with him. And I was more interested in that. That was what I was interested in because I loved the piece. I think it was Baphomet. And that really started, that was really in my head while I was making this piece. Just this concept of heavy contrast and dark colors, and really aspiring to someone who I consider to be, the master of modern Gothic art. Or at the very least, the father. So, going on through the making of this, I realized I couldn't paint hands. And so I tried to figure out, well, what else can I do to convey a similar idea? And I thought, oh, well, maybe this will work, maybe that will work. And it went through about 4 or 5 iterations where I had drawn the person in chalk, and by the time that I had sprayed him down, he looked wrong, and I wouldn't know how to paint this or that, so I would have to do a new one. And about, I think the 3rd or the 4th one, I wasn't really happy with how the guy looked. But I said, oh, well, I've got to turn this in soon. Time constraints really do end with things getting done. I've got to say that. But, I had to turn it in. So I sprayed it down with fixative, and I said, well, what am I going to do? And I decided on a crowd by this point, but I realized I can't paint a crowd, but I could draw an outline of one. So I did that on paper. And then I took an X-Acto knife and I cut that out, and I took a sea sponge and white acrylic paint, and I sort of just made the crowd. It was a really interesting experience, and I really enjoyed making the piece. It's not exactly my favorite piece, but it's a genuine one. It's not the best, but it's genuine. It's a part of me and how I feel. And I hope that it helps you connect better with my piece. Thank you.